Confined space. Hello. Today we will be learning about how to work in a confined space safely. Let's start with the definition of confined spaces. A confined space is a work site with limited or restricted means for entry or exit. Its natural ventilation is insufficient to provide the proper and safe working atmosphere. A confined space may contain toxic chemicals and flammable chemicals and have an oxygen-deficient atmosphere. Examples of confined spaces include gas tanks, fermentation tanks, silo tanks, manholes, caves, pits, tunnels, furnaces, basements, other containers, or items with similar characteristics. In conclusion, a confined space refers to an area with limited or restricted means for entry or exit, not designed as a workplace on a continuous and regular basis, and posing risks from dangerous conditions or atmospheres. Here are some examples of confined spaces that can be found in our company. Confined space preventive measures are as follows. A sign that reads "Confined space, danger, entry by permit only" must be provided in a size that is clearly visible at each point of potential entry. For safety, air sampling for toxic gases and combustible gases must be done, and the level of oxygen must be between 19.5 and 23.5%. Attendant and rescue personnel must be manned at the entry or exit points all the time at the time that work is being carried out. Appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, rescue equipment, and life-saving equipment must be provided. Duties and responsibilities of confined space workers are as follows. In most cases, the entry supervisor is the employer or represents the employer in writing and must be trained. In cases where the worksite is a manhole, a pit, a tunnel, or a crater, the entrant must be male, must have neither heart disease nor respiratory diseases, and must be trained. The rescue personnel must have a communication device to communicate with the entrant. There can be more than one rescue personnel manning the entrance of the confined space for the duration of the work being carried out. In order to be rescue personnel, the person must be trained. The attendant. There can also be more than one attendant. The attendant is responsible for formulating a rescue plan and holding a rehearsal before carrying out the work. In case where the attendant spots signs of hazardous conditions, they can stop the work or revoke the work permit. It is necessary that the person assigned to this position be trained. Equipment required for working in a confined space is as follows. 1. Gas detector and air monitor. 2. Ventilation equipment. 3. Personal protective equipment. 4. Retrieval equipment. And 5. Breathing apparatus. For the last topic, we will look into the permit to work. You have to submit a request for a confined space entry permit via the eWork permit before working in a confined space. Once you have logged in, you have to select the confined space entry permit in the work type field and subsequently wait for the eWork permit approval. Once the permit is approved, you are allowed to work in a confined space.